Hi dear students, welcome to Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik. So student, in our previous lecture, we started our discussion about the primary pollutant. We studied the first primary pollutant, carbon monoxide. Second one was the nitrogen oxide. Third was the sulfur oxide. Fourth was the hydrocarbon. And now today we will discuss about the fifth primary pollutant, that is the particulates. Particulates. In fact, the term particulate is referred for the solid or a suspended particulate matter. It is referred for the solid or suspended particulate matter, shortly abbreviated as SPM, or total solid particulates. Total solid particulates, TSP. Total solid particulates. The particulate term is used for the solid or liquid particle. This term particulate is used for the solid or liquid particles having a diameter of 0.002 micrometer to 100 micrometer. The size of the particles, means a liquid or solid particle, having a 0.002 micrometer to 100 micrometer are referred as a particulates. Actually, the most important physical property of the particulate matter is its size. Most important property is its size, because we know that the large size liquid droplets or a large size solid particle will settle down very quickly. They will come on earth very easily, while a very small particle having such a small particle size will remain as a suspended particle in the atmosphere. In fact, the properties and their effect again depends upon the various factor. For example, the residence time, or you can say the settling time. The next one, their concentration. Next to that, their mass. Then their density and humidity. These are the various important characteristic property which will determine the adverse effect of these particulates in the atmosphere. If we think about the sources, or you can say the types of particulate matter. Sometimes the particulate matter are directly emitted into the atmosphere. Obviously, we will call it as a primary particulates. The particulates directly emitted in the atmosphere are known as primary particulates. Are known as a primary particulate. Sometimes what happens? The primary particulate undergoes a chemical and photochemical reaction to produce a more particulates. Obviously, we will call it as a secondary particulates. The particulate which are formed by chemical or photochemical reaction. Called as secondary particulates. These are the secondary particulate. Then question arises, what is the actual role of a particulate in the atmosphere? What is the actual role of a particulate in the atmosphere? In fact, the role of a suspended particulates means the solid particulate matter, SPM. The role of SPM in the atmosphere again depends upon the many more factors, such as again concentration, then their size, then their density, then their humidity, etc., etc. These are the various factors which will govern the role of SPM in the atmosphere. Now, what is the actual mechanism takes place when the particulates are present in the atmosphere? So, what is the mechanism? What role they will play? What will be the mechanism? The most important thing is that the variety of inorganic and organic pollutants present in the atmosphere get adsorbed on the SPM. They get adsorbed on solid particulate matter. In fact, these are the very small particles. They have a large surface area and therefore can accommodate a large number of and varieties of organic as well as inorganic particulates or pollutants present in the atmosphere. And therefore, in another way, you can say that the particulate will provide a site for their chemical as well as the photochemical reactions, and therefore it will generate again more pollutant. We call it as a secondary pollutants. In fact, one more role of the particulate is that they will play a role of a nuclei for the condensation of water vapor in the atmosphere. Means during the condensation, it will play a role to have a basic site, and means what? It will act as a nuclei from which the actual condensation will start or initiate, and once the condensation will initiate, it will grows up and large number of water vapor will be condensed into the corresponding water. And this effect of the particulate, that is to behave as a stationary, or you can say the base for the adsorption of organic as well as inorganic matter, and second role is to act as a nuclei for the condensation of water, is effect on the climatic condition. No doubt this effect is look like very small, but in the atmosphere it takes place in a huge amount and therefore overall affect the climatic condition of the atmosphere. Second thing is that as these particles are fine one, but still there is a scattering of a light or a radiation from that particle. And obviously, you know that once the scattering is there, it will causes a turbidity, and hence it will act as a effect, or it will causes the effect on the visibility and thermal effect in the atmosphere, because it absorbs the radiation also, it can hold the heat content also, and hence it will affect over the visibility as well as thermal condition of the atmosphere. So student, we will discuss about the sources of a particulate matter. What are the important sources of a particulate matter? Now the sources. The spray of ocean water after evaporation leaves behind a salt particle. The first thing, the spray of ocean water after evaporation leave behind salt particles. This is a very common one in the coastal area, in an ocean. The salty water will spread into the atmosphere. The water will get evaporated, and the very small and fine salt particle will remain suspended in the atmosphere. So it is also one of the important source. Second is a volcanic eruption, which is a natural one. Volcanic eruption. During volcanic eruption, large number of very fine solid particles will spread into the atmosphere. Even a very small and fine liquid particles are also spread in the atmosphere. So it also causes a one of the pollution of the atmosphere, and it belongs to the particulate matter. Next one is various types of bacterial, spores, viruses, germs present in the atmosphere. They are also belonging to that particle size, and obviously it will act as an particulate matter. Next one is the bacteria, spores, pollens, viruses, etc. present in the atmosphere. Next to that, a dust particle, soot particle, mist particle also acts as an particulates. Fourth one, dust, soot particle, mist particle, etc. acts as a important particulates matter. Beside that, sometime during the material handling also, the particulates are spread into the atmosphere. For example, handling of the cotton, handling of the wool, handling of the textile material, even handling of the paper material also emits a particulate into the atmosphere. So the handling of a material such as paper, textile material, cotton, etc. Along with that, sometime in an rural as well as urban area, earth moving operations we people are doing, and during that also the fine solid particle will spread into the atmosphere. So the earth moving operation is also one of the important source. So student, it was an account about the sources of particulates. Now we will think about the sink. Sink of the particulate. The very simply and very common sink of the particulate is the rain. The rain droplet will comes down the particulate matter on the earth surface. So the precipitation of or precipitation in rain is important sink for the particulate matter. Second one is the formation of smog. Formation of a smog. It is also one of the important sink. So student, it was an account about the fifth primary pollutant. We studied the definition of particulates. We studied the various aspects in terms of their role, their mechanism, various factors which affect on the role of the particulate in the atmosphere. Even we studied the various sources and the sink of the particulate. In our next lecture, we will discuss again the particulate matter, means the different types of particulate matter. So we'll stop here, and in our next lecture we will discuss the particulate matters, its types. So thank you.